Hi, everyone. Now, before I begin, let me explain that my eyes currently have a sensitivity to intense light, such as the lights that we're using for making this recording, and that is the reason for the sunglasses. With that said, let us turn to the subject of Ra. Ra was one of the ancient gods of Egypt. He ruled during the time of the pharaohs and the pyramids. He was believed to rule over all of the earth, the sky, and even the underworld. He was known as the god of the sun. In general, he was portrayed as a humanoid falcon, someone who had a bird-like face, but who also had normal hands, legs, and arms. It is said that he created all of life and was the creator of the universe.
War, money, power, legacy, chaos, booming sounds, bombs, torture.
Now, according to legend, Ra had a daughter who had a split personality. In today's world, we might call her schizophrenic. When she was calm, she was called Hathor. But when she was really angry, she was called Sekhmet. Now, according to an ancient text, the Book of the Heavenly Cow, which appears on the walls of various ancient pharaohic tombs, mankind rebelled against the rule of Ra, and then Ra sent Hathor out with some kind of weapon called the Eye of Ra to punish humanity.
Rays of light shine out of the spear and land in the middle of all this fighting, and god dang fire pops out of the ground like a magic spell. This is ridiculous. And she doesn't care who gets blown up. She just doesn't care. She's like hitting her own guys.
Now, and again, according to legend, Ra's greatest enemy was Apophis, the god of chaos, who was often depicted as a giant serpent, a reptile. Apparently, Ra and Apophis battled many times. It was said that Apophis ruled the underworld, and that it seems clear that Ra perceived Apophis as a very dangerous enemy.
Makes me think of Batman in a sense. Don't know why, but he watches everything. Very, very smart. His mind is out of this world. It appears to be misunderstood by some or others. He's very dangerous.
Friends, the truth of the matter is that most legends have some basis in fact, so it makes sense that we should want to know exactly who this Ra fellow was, as well as a bit about his daughter, Hathor, and his archenemy, Apophis.
I'm picking up two leaders. They both hate each other, one for each group. This leader seems very bipolar-like, very strong-minded, and he looks like he's in his late 40s. The other leader, very mean, very forced with this whole fight or rage. He looked older than the other subject.
So it feels like, he's kind of like controlling this pyramid-shaped structure, but this pyramid-shaped structure definitely has an effect on my subjects on the base service. It feels like this structure, makes them feel weird, and it makes them act this zombie-ish way.
When we have our remote viewers go into these projects, they come out changed. They are not simply passive observers. They merge with the targets themselves, become participants with the actual happenings. They don't just report on history, they become part of that history, and they do not come out unaffected.
This is the craziest person that's ever existed in the history of anything. If this is what is out there in the universe, oh my God.
Clearly, Hathor and her alter ego, Sekhmet, were a schizophrenic personality, possibly seriously bipolar. That Ra would give Hathor a weapon, the so-called Eye of Ra, and let her punish humanity indicates that he knew full well what would happen once Sekhmet's personality emerged. And that is exactly what he wanted to happen. He wanted to scare humanity back into obedience. And who better to do that than a mentally unbalanced terrorist such as Hathor in an uncontrolled state of rage? Friends, don't be fooled by those who would want you to call them gods. They are not gods. They are people just like you and me. And it is probably good advice to not take anything they tell you at face value. Those who would be gods want something from you, and that is why they want you to worship them. When you worship them, you give them control over you.